today. This is to help people to get oriented to the G sheet and the basic functions of how it works. So, once you have a copy of the G sheet in your Gmail and G Drive specifically, do not edit anything on that sheet. Instead, go to File, make a copy, and that is what you use to create your new character. Name it, name it accordingly, and then proceed to fill it in. So it works like a normal character sheet. So the very top up here where this title would be the character name. Place the character name into the appropriate box. Um, it is best to list the class. Stop that silly thing. The class first, and then any subclasses, and then the level. Uh, Races, there's a long list of options that you can choose from. Most of your standard races, you can simply type in what you are looking for, and it will pull in from the list of available options. Uh, Remember to put in your experience, uh, at least the minimum for the level that you are starting at, and it will automatically tell you what you need for the next level. So this level box needs to match the level that you put into the classes line. The rest of the sheet works more or less like a regular D&D sheet. When your abilities, quoting the regular system, putting in your class will automatically put in what saving throws you have. Putting in what race will automatically put in speed. Watch out for any kind of error like a N/A in the armor class box, because that is one glitch that I had happen with an older version of this. Type in G sheet. Type in your maximum hit points. When you first type in something that is a modification to one of these main boxes, it will pop up a notification box saying you're going to change things and give you the option to ignore for 5 minutes. Putting in as much information here for your background, personality traits, ideals, bonds, flaws, and your alignment can help the dungeon master when they access the character sheet to see what you've done. Skills, put take out. You'll notice that double clicking on it will pop up a 0. This is what creates the little round circle. Delete that, put in a 1, a P, a 1 or a P to show proficiency, and if you have expertise, put in an E, and then click away, and it will give you the total. Hit dice will be automatic according to your level and what class you have. Attacks, there's a drop-down list to choose from. You can type in any standard weapon that you are aware of. And then it goes on down. Languages, it'll give you racial languages automatically, and it will take into account extra languages from background and similar. Ignore the fact that it will say that you selected too many languages if you have a long list of these things. Equipped items include armor and like a cloak of protection or you know uh, headband of intellect or anything else along those lines. There's a drop down list to pick from. This section here is for putting in information. Anything that is a feat, it is best to put into parentheses just in case it might be read and alter the sheet in some way. The G sheet is rather strange in the fact that it will sometimes detect and alter the sheet depending on a feat that has been entered. If you're a spellcaster class, remember that that was put into your class up above. Then you have to select that class from the drop-down tab here, and it will automatically give you your spellcasting ability, spell save DC, and spell attack bonuses. You have to fill in what cantrips you know, what and then what spells you have. And again, you have to click on the bubble, take away the 0 and put in a 1 to get it to actually show that that is being prepared. You can list as many spells as you want. Just remember to change the ones that you have prepared so that the Avray bot can know the difference between what you do and do not have available. The last section of the sheet on the main page is for your character details, age, height, weight, etc. Put in a URL link into the appearance URL box, and it will automatically put the picture into the character appearance. The symbol URL over here will list a picture, but I honestly don't know how to access that particular picture personally. The header and the color scheme are kind of advanced uses that I'm not familiar with. Now, at the bottom of the page, there are a series of tabs that you will see. Additional will give you more attacks that your character can have. Extra spells, like if you're a wizard and you have a spell book and you just run out of room on the first page, you can continue and list extra spells onto this page. Remember to fill in the circles for those spells that you have prepared. And if you unprepare a spell, remember to go in and change the 1 back to a 0. If you are going to multi-class, this is where this section here where it says classes is where you do that. Class and level, and remember that your total level needs to match all of your class levels combined. If you have a race that has resistances, this is where you will find those. I don't really know why they included immunities and vulnerabilities, and the fact that there aren't any player character races that have those. But okay, so inventory, this is a handy way of keeping track of what your character has on them, including how much, I believe it goes copper, silver, electrum, gold, and platinum. So magical items, if you have like a Heward's Handy Haversack, you would type that in, and then you could put in all of the items that were in that bag, but only the weight of the bag itself of 5 pounds would you put in. You can don't put anything into the cost because this will actually make it to where uh, your your wealth versus coin total will be altered. Okay, so this is the basic use of the G sheet. For those of you who are interested in adding additional things to your character, these additional tabs down here are what some of your drop functions on the first few pages are accessing. Attacks include the long list of all of the different types of weapons, and you can put in things like a breath weapon into here, select on the front page. Gear, if you have any like custom made armor, like you wanted to make +3 plate mail, it's easy to do that in the fact that you can just go down to plate mail, go across the board to where it says enchantment bonus, and then change the dash into a number, and it will automatically modify that. Um, if you got like mithril half plate, you could you could eliminate the disadvantage part. Just put in a dash. Remember to do not leave any of the cells blank in the fact that this will confuse the G sheet. If you're putting in a new race, the race tab is where you want to go, and then just follow the procedures. Of course, remembering to not leave any blank cells. So ability score increase. Don't worry about these actually modifying any scores that you put into the front page. They're mostly just a reminder to those people creating characters of what you would normally have gotten before. Natural armor class, if you gain such a thing, will will appear here. Like the turtle has a 17 natural armor class, and you just type that in. Speed, how fast does your character move per round? The bonus hit point per level, so far as I know, the Hill Dwarf is the only race that does that. And then the next category is resistances, immunities, and vulnerabilities. And then so if you're a dwarf, so if you're a dwarf, you have resilience against poison. And resistance to poison damage. And then the next category is languages, natural attacks, like if you have a claw, bite, tail, etc. Bonus weapon and armor proficiencies is, you know, pretty self-explanatory. If your race would give extra things along those lines, and then other features you can type in as much or as little as you need to remember for your new race being put in. So you just scroll all the way to the bottom of the list, and then I personally don't think anyone should put in new classes. The only one that actually might be added would be the Blood Hunter if the Dungeon Master is allowing. This particular version of the sheet, I need to edit that out because that applied to a specific server where I got this particular version. So this is the entirety of the G sheet, and as always, you are welcome to contact me and ask any questions.